This is Nanba Prison, with tight security and world-class guards on watch 24/7. No one has ever escaped from here. Suddenly, the siren starts buzzing, signaling that prisoners are trying to escape. All the forces run to catch them, and all the gates begin closing to prevent their escape. Officer Sitaru panics, as he keeps watch on all the security cameras. Just then, Supervisor Hajime appears and asks which inmates are trying to escape. Sitaru tells him they are inmates from cell 13. Number 25, Nico, number 11, Uno, number 69, Rock and the ringleader, number 15, Jugo. As they run freely, one of them winks, which pisses Hajime off. He orders Sitaru to close gate 11 before they can escape. The gate shuts down. They run in a different direction to escape, wondering what kind of booby traps they are going to face. They barely escape one of the gates before it closes. 25 tries to move forward, but 11 stops him, saying he just had a hunch. He throws his card into the air, and it instantly burns, revealing a trap. He draws the layout on the ground, explaining how the trap is set. 11 crosses first, and the others follow his lead, but they can't maintain their posture for long and fall. Meanwhile, 15 walks through smoothly. When they ask how he did it, he replies that he simply broke the code. 11 jumps to grab him and asks why he didn't tell them. 15 answers that he didn't want to interrupt their yoga session. Suddenly, the wall starts moving toward them. One of them says he doesn't want to be meat in a sandwich. 15 looks for a way to escape, then climbs up and tells them to follow him quickly. They reach a safer place. Sitaru tells Hajime they passed this trap as well, which makes him angry. As the inmates move further, 25 says they're using gas to make them sleepy. They find a way down and escape from there. Just then a large ball appears, and they all run to save their lives. They reach a dead end, so 15 jumps toward an opening and everyone follows, barely saving their lives. Holding each other, 15 tells them to look down. It's an electric trap. Now they climb outside, helping each other. 15 says, "You dropped your hat." Sitaru shows his frustration. "At this rate, we can't catch them." Next, the prisoners run into Yamato, who happily follows them. When Hajime orders him to catch them, he says he doesn't know where he is, which makes Hajime angry. Sitaru says they are screwed. The prisoners run into armed guards who shoot tranquilizers. 25 gets hit and the others rush to him, but he's fine. Then 69 knocks the guards and 25 calms the security dogs down. Then they pass through more traps easily and reach a large door with multiple locks. 15 says he can break all of them and unlocks the door, which triggers a warning that the chamber will explode in 10 seconds. He works on the panel and stops the countdown, opening the door. 11 asks how he did that and he says he got lucky. They step out and find Hajime waiting. He says they will not escape from this prison. 11 says they are escape artists and 69 charges, only to be knocked down. Then 11 runs towards him to play rock paper scissors and is knocked out too. Then he steps toward 25, who gets scared and passes out. Then he knocks down 15 and orders them to return to their cell. In the cell, Hajime yells at them to stop running around, but the prisoners seem happy. The next morning, Hajime is doing paperwork. Sitaru tells Hajime that prisoners want to meet him. As he meets them, they start demanding for the things, which pisses him off. Afterwards, they read news about a dangerous killer who will be sent to Nanba Prison. They begs to Hajime not to send killer in their cell. He tells them to stop screaming. Next day, 15 asks, "Do you think women will find me attractive? Not with that loser personality. Think about what girls actually like." Suddenly he realizes something and says, "Now I like boys too." 11 says, "Slow down buddy, there are other ways." Later, while chilling, 15 says, "Honestly, this prison has best food." Others also start praising. "They give us lots of free time to play sports, read magazine or work out. What's the point of leaving this prison?" Hajime wonders what they are plotting this time to escape, while they decide to make this prison their home since they've nowhere to go. Next day, Hajime throws 15 inside cell trying to escape again. His friends asks is he fine, and he says she saw a cute girl while escaping. They all run to break the prison to meet her, and find Hajime with that girl, who madly says breaking the cell again. While the girl looks them curiously, 15 asks, "Is that your girlfriend making him mad?" Girl asks, "Big brother, are they your friends?" He says hell nah, while they all are crushing on her. Just then she reveals that she is Hajime's little brother, shocking them all. Next, a helicopter lands on prison's helipad and a woman steps out. An officer greets her and she orders him to call Hajime. Sitaru informs Hajime that Warden is back and he says, "I'm coming." He meets the warden in her office, who tells him to be cautious of number 15. His father was a prisoner of this cell too and was a menace. Back in visiting room, Hitoshi asks 15 if he can unlock any lock, then why can't he remove his wrist shackles? He says they can't be removed, Someone put them on in a previous prison. He tried to remove himself but failed. Man who put them on had a red scar. I searched him everywhere, but never found him. I'll find him someday. Next, Hajime stands in the warden's office, who asks him if the 4 prisoners tried to escape while she was gone, but he lies that they didn't. Salmon asks him to be honest, but he grabs him to shut him up and then he says he'll bring their files later, so she dismisses him. But before leaving, he says that the 4 prisoners are just a bunch of punks and calls her by her last name. Salmon scolds him for being disrespectful. As she turns away, he thinks she is angry, but actually her heart is racing because she has a crush on Hajime and is happy that he used her last name. Hajime runs away, relieved she doesn't know the truth, while she thinks this was their longest conversation yet. Later in Building 13, Hajime begins roll call. The inmates respond one by one, except for 15 panicking. Hajime runs to check the security cameras. Suddenly, he hears something and opens the night duty room, where he finds 15 sleeping. Furious, he wakes him up. When asked what he's doing there, 15 explains that he can't sleep in his cell because 69 snores loudly, 11 grinds his teeth and 25 laughs in his sleep. So he found the quietest place in the prison. Hajime realizes that Yamato was on duty last night. Yamato says he was working out, which makes Hajime explode at him for ignoring his responsibilities. Next in the cafeteria, 69 enjoys his meal while 15 comments that this prison serves the best food. When the chef walks by, 69 compliments his food but ignores him. 15 says that the chef was a prisoner here, but later came back to work here. Just then, the chef places a huge cake on their table and leaves silently, while they watch him. Later, 15 holds a Rubik's Cube and asks about it. 11 says it is pretty hard and he can barely finish 2 sides, but 15 solves it easily on his first try. 11 freaks out at and gives him a metal puzzle which 15 solves just as easily, so he freaks out again while 69 and 25 watch their childish rivalry. Just then, Hajime arrives and orders them to come with him to work in the woodworking department. In the workshop, he motivates them to work hard as Nanba's handmade furniture is considered the finest in all of Japan. Then 25 calls him to show his work, which turns out to be a robot doll, making him furious. Then 11 shows his wooden doll, which makes him angrier. Finally, 15 calls him to inspect their work and he likes the cupboard they made. 15 tells him about a new feature and pushes a button. Suddenly, a drawer ejects and hits Hajime in the face. Later, Hajime smokes alone when Satoru comes and asks if the 4 prisoners behaved, but he says that his stomach hurts worrying about the warden finding out about their frequent escape attempts, and Satoru cries that he can't lose his job. 15 says he feels sorry for them, leaving both officers stunned, and Hajime asks why he is here. He says that he was bored. Hajime cuffs him and asks Satoru to check the others. Then he asks him to understand his situation, but he asks why he doesn't tell the warden about his escapes, as he deserves to be punished for it. Hajime groans and begs him to just stay in his cell. Later, Satoru walks in the hallway carrying some files and Hajime tells him that he's going to the warden's office. Hajime rides the prison's train, passes through crowds of officers, buys a newspaper from a shop to read on the train. He finally exits the train when it reaches the headquarters. Meanwhile, Momoko sits nervously in her office, but Salmon assumes she's pissed. Hajime uses his ID to pass a sliding door and then enters a lift. After he reaches the 30th floor, he steps out and answers 50 security questions to go ahead. He walks into a waiting area where other supervisors are present, and he asks if they have no work. One of them says he doesn't have to talk like this, while another supervisor whispers in his ear, which annoys him. Just then the door opens and an officer steps out and tells Hajime to go inside. The supervisor wishes him luck. Inside, Momoko tries to calm herself. He walks to her desk to give her the files on the 4 prisoners, but a quick brush of fingers makes her blush. Their fingers touch again and she again blushes. However, Salmon hits him with a staff, telling him to apologize for his bad behavior. He apologizes to her and Salmon looks proud of himself, but he holds him by his head. Next, she reads the files and appreciates his work. Then Salmon reads the files and asks why the prisoners aren't trying to escape. He says they are comfortable here, and she asks about their motives for escaping. Hajime says that the details are too sensitive to be put on paper and starts telling about 25, who was arrested for doing drugs, but later it was revealed he was actually drug abused and had many illnesses, so he got a light sentence. She asks then why he chose to escape and Salmon says that the drugs drove him mad and he broke out. but Hajime says that he hates needles and breaks out of every prison where the doctors use injections, but at Namba, the doctors give him pills, so he's happy with the treatment here, and she understands his reason. Next, he says that 69 was arrested for starting a gang fight. Salmon says that he must have lost a comrade and wanted to take revenge, but Hajime says he ran away because the food was bad, but here he's happy with the food quality. Next, number 11 was arrested for illegal gambling in an underground casino, and he's a serious gambler, but his reason is always a woman. Salmon says that he is escaping to collect money for the treatment of his ill girlfriend, and Hajime likes his level of imagination, but he reveals that he escaped because he wants to meet a girl. Salmon asks if he got dumped, and he says it's a good theory. Then Momoko says that she has overestimated them. Hajime continues that number 15 was arrested for theft and escaped on the first day, and he's escaped more than any other prisoner because he considers it a hobby. He says right now they don't intend to escape, but he'll update if anything changes. She says that she trusts him and he can go. Leaving the office, he thinks that he cannot trust 15 because of his mysterious nature. Next, 15 is thrown back into his cell and Hajime asks him to stop now. The others mock him for getting caught every time, and they all agree that Nanba is the most comfortable prison they've ever been in. 11 asks if 15 really wants to escape, but he stays silent. Outside the cell, a mysterious figure stands with a creepy smile. Next, Momoko hangs up the telephone and tells her staff to inform Hajime to prepare for the arrival of another repeat offender somewhere else. A guard tells a prisoner he is being transferred to Nanba prison. In the prison's hallway, Sitoru is crying and runs to hug Hajime. He tries to push him away. He says that the prisoners in cell 13 are bullying him, but Hajime tells him to be brave as he is a guard after all, but he cries loudly and says they don't take him seriously. Then Hajime punches his hands, scaring him, and says that he should force them to behave. He says that every time he goes on rounds they scare him, mock him, and don't follow his orders and throw paper balls at him. He says he wants to give up, but Hajime scolds him and asks if he's committed to his job. He says if he can handle Nanba, he can handle anything. Hajime puts his hand on his shoulder and advises him to manipulate the prisoners by using their weaknesses. 11 likes women, so give him some magazines. 25 likes anime, play some anime and give him snacks. And 69 likes food, so give him menus. For 15, as he likes breaking out of prison, it is easier to catch him if the other 3 are distracted. Just let him sleep. He says this plan will work and walks away. In Momoko's office, Hajime stands in front of her and says the new prisoner will stay in cell 13. He asks the reason, and she says that he is also a report escape offender, so she wants to observe what happens. He accepts the order and salutes. As he turns to leave, he asks what she is planning. She smiles and says who knows. Now go. When he leaves the office, she blushes hard and whispers that she likes watching him walk away. Back in the building, he meets Sitoru again and asks if he tried the plan. Sitoru says he did and the prisoners are behaving now. Then he says he has magazines, menus, comics and snacks. He says that 15 told him he will escape in 15 minutes and wants to be caught before lunch. He is proud of himself and runs off. Hajime realizes they turned Sitoru into an errand boy and informs him about the new prisoner. But Sitoru says he is getting close to them and Hajime explodes and says a guard is not supposed to be their friend. Inside cell 13, the prisoners talk about their new cellmate while 25 watches TV. Hajime enters with the new prisoner, number 99. Dressed like a ninja. 15 looks disappointed. Hajime warns them not to fight and leaves. The other 3 are excited to see a real ninja while 15 says he looks fake. Everyone jumps and the 3 prisoners beg him to teach them ninjutsu. 15 asks them to stop, and he asks 99 why he was arrested. 99 begins his flashback, saying he lived like a shadow, but begins to cry that he was arrested for trespassing. Then he boasts he has escaped many prisons using his ninjutsu, and 15 yells at him to not call him an escape artist when he always gets caught. 99 says he heard 15 is the best escape artist in Nanba, so he challenges him to an escape contest, but 15 refuses and 99 asks if he is scared, prompting 15 to kick him in the face, saying I accept. Next, Sitoru runs to Hajime's office sobbing again, and Hajime asks what happened this time. He says that he thought the prisoners became his friends, but now they are ignoring him. Hajime looks confused. Outside, Yamato is doing his night workout. Inside the hallway, 15 walks calmly, and 99 follows right behind him. 15 asks why he is tailing him. 99 says he is shadowing him, and 15 asks if this is the way he escapes by following. The other 3 appear behind them and they say they are judges for the contest. Then 15 says he never had an audience before. They reach a new lock at the hallway gate. 15 steps ahead to crack it in seconds and they move ahead. Next, 11 throws a card forward. Invisible lasers destroy it instantly. 15 steps to the wall to reveal a secret panel and enters a code to disable the rays. As they move ahead, they hear someone coming and quickly hide. 15 asks if he is Wins BQs. 99 is just following him. Suddenly they hear a voice. Hajime stands in front of them saying he knew this would happen. The 3 prisoners say they are only judges. 15 calls them traitors. Hajime burns with fiery anger and says that if they are out of their cell, it means they are breaking out. Then 99 use ninjutsu to turn invisible, but Hajime finds him instantly and punches him. He asks 15 what this is, and he blames 99 because of the contest. 99 mocks them and tries ninjutsu again, only to trap himself with fallen leaves and Makabishi. Next, in the office, Sitoru works on the computer while Yamato approaches him, and they see the footage of 99 posing in front of every camera like a movie star. Hajime enters and Sitoru asks if the prisoners are back in their cell. He reveals that 99 is transferred to Building 11 after he cleans the mess. The next day, the prisoners sit inside their cell when Yamato suddenly bursts in riding a horse, freaking out the prisoners. Yamato says it is New Year's Eve and asks for their help with decorations, and they get excited hearing about the celebrations. Sitoru enters with a broom and bucket and says they have to clean their cell. Next, Hajime and Salmon are assigned to clean the warden's office together. Despite their rivalry, Momoko watches her crush from her desk silently. Hajime notices her gaze and gets worried. Then they sweep the floor and after that, he wipes her desk. Sweat drips down from his face and Momoko stretches her arm to catch the drop. Then she imagines herself swimming in the ocean. We see them leaving the office. Salmon asks if he worked with dedication, and he says yes. Momoko continues daydreaming. Next, the building gets decorated and inside a conference room, officers sit around a table. Momoko says they must work hard to keep their prison the best, and then they begin discussing the New Year's tournament. A supervisor asks if she has chosen the representatives. She says almost. Then they argue that their team will win. An officer asks Hajime if he will participate with Cell 13. He says they are useless. Then Momoko dismisses everyone. Back inside their cell, 69 says the food was good today and asks 15 if the Japanese celebrate New Year like this. 15 says he doesn't know and thinks he has never spent New Year outside prison. Next, a bell rings and 11 likes the sound. 69 says it's good that they are all together, but 15 says it can't be good if they're in prison. 25 says they still had a good year and all agree with him. Next, Hajime rings the New Year bell. Momoko looks happy thinking about him, and then she remembers him saying that the prisoners are useless, and she gets excited and writes something on the paper. The bell keeps ringing, showing glimpses of other prisoners across Nanba. Finally, the 4 prisoners open their cell door to attempt a New Year's jailbreak. Next, in the arena, Momoko welcomes and wishes everyone a happy new year. The prisoners look around, stunned by the decoration. She announces the start of the traditional New Year's tournament, and 15 asks what will happen now. An officer walks beside Momoko with a list of names that are selected to represent their building. It is an event where prisoners and guards must work together, and the winners will receive any reward they choose. Cell 13 turns to Hajime, and they beg him to let them join, but they hear that the warden had already signed them up. Momoko thinks she can't wait to see Hajime in action. Just then, Salmon approaches Hajime to taunt him, saying that he already lost this year and his team will win. Hajime replies that he will not lose to him. Kiji walks over to them and asks them to behave, claiming his team will win instead. Kenshiro steps towards them and asks them to stop fighting and claims victory for his team as well. Cell 13 stares at the colorful supervisors and says that they look like cronies, which offends the supervisors. The announcer, Mitsuru, welcomes everyone and explains the rules. Teams must pass through 5 different events and the guards and prisoners must show teamwork if they want to win. Yamato says loudly that Mitsuru is as spirited as ever. Mitsuru announces that the first event is the calligraphy event, in which the participants have to copy the text shown on the giant banner. The prisoners say they can't write and hope that number 15 can do it easily. As he is Japanese, 15 picks up the brush and starts scribbling, but his awful handwriting makes the other prisoners mad. Meanwhile, Hajime and Yamato impress everyone with their beautiful writing and secure first place. Momoko observes them closely and thinks she wants Hajime to write her name like this, but shake of the feeling to focus on the event. Mitsuru announces the second event, Mochi Pounding Daruma Drop. a challenging task where one inmate and one guard must pound mochi while protecting their Daruma from opponents, and the first match will be between Building 13 and Building 5. Yamato volunteers for the match and asks 15 to join him, but he couldn't lift the heavy hammer, so 69 takes it and shows off his strength, and eventually gets selected. The rest of the team sits in the stands. Yamato suggests a simple defense strategy that he will pound the mochi, and 69 will defend the Daruma. Then he jumps onto the drum while Mitsuru introduces the teams, and their opponents are Building 5 Supervisor Inori and Cell 8 Prisoner Number 2. He tells them to begin. Yamato starts pounding the mochi with crazy speed. Suddenly, Number 2 rushes in and knocks down one of their Daruma, and 69 recognizes that 2 wants revenge for losing their last fight. He kicks away 69's weapon, while Inori clashes with Yamato on top of the drum. Number 2 keeps on attacking and mocking 69, calling him greedy and weak, and says he trained for this day. He says he wants a training ground and asks what he wants. Then 60 reveals he wants to install a stove oven in the prison kitchen as he craves pizza and other good dishes. 2 insult him and charge towards him, calling him a fool for having such a wish. 69 becomes furious and blocks the attack, grabs him, spins him, and slams him down in a single punch. Meanwhile, inspired by 69's aggressive approach, Yamato charges forward and knocks Inori down with one clean punch, breaking down their mochi as well as the Daruma. Then they both celebrate their second win, making the other supervisors jealous. Mitsuru announces the third event is a card game called Hyakunin Issue, and the team thinks about who to send. Seiotaro is chosen by his boss, but the prisoners bully him and make him cry. Mitsuru explains the rules that up to 3 players can participate from each team, where the third player can be used as a substitute. 15 think they might choose him to compete as he is Japanese, but he doesn't know any poems. Hajime considers him, but 11 volunteers himself, saying he can handle the pressure and calls the others hopeless. Mitsuru announces that Building 13 will be against Building 3's supervisor, and prisoners 3 and 82. The opponent team tries to distract them by using their charm and sweet words. Then Mitsuru asks them to get ready, and both teams sit on the ground with the cards placed between them. Seiotaro worries if 11 understood the rules of the game, and Kiji smirks, thinking he will win the match, but as the match begins, Seiotaro is so quick that he ends up taking every card instantly, leaving Kiji shocked at how fast he lost. Hajime says he is great, but they still have to worry about 11, who struggles against 82 and appears to be falling behind. 82 keeps winning cards, and 3 asks to swap in and starts taunting 11, who is still struggling to get a card, while Kiji chats with Hajime in the stands, saying the event will end in a tie. On the ground, 3 continues his strategy and keeps taunting 11. Kiji says they will win, but 15 says they should just wait because 11 is a genius player. Then, 11 manages to swipe several cards before 3 can react, which leaves them stunned. 82 switches back in, but starts losing too. He asks how he is doing this. He reveals that he has been reading his body language to watch how he moves before picking a card, so he just has to act fast to pick it up. In the stands, Yamato explains the strategy to Seiotaro, and now 11 mocks his opponent, enraged. 82 accuse him of cheating and show him the middle finger. 11 tells him to keep his finger under control, which forces 3 to switch in again. But 11 still manages to take the cards from 3 as well by observing his body language, and says even if he doesn't know much about the game, he knows how to observe their movements. 69 is impressed by his ability, but then notices 25 is missing. Next, 25 is headed to see the doctor to get his medicines and encounters someone who is floating in midair. Back at the game, 11 continues to win and reveals that he enjoys spending time with other prisoners. So when he wins, he'll request a game room be built inside the prison, and all the crowd cheer wildly. He takes the last card and earns victory for his team. The crowd cheers for his win, and 11 tosses his cap, and Kiji is shocked that he lost. Whereas 25 bursts in panicking and tells Hajime about the floating person. Hajime refuses to believe such a thing. Then Mitsuru announces the next event, and then the ground opens up, freaking 15, and it is a giant top spinning event, where the teams have to spin a giant top and knock out or destroy the opponent's top, and up to 3 players can participate, out of which only 1 player will be on defense. Mitsuru announces the teams. The first match is between Building 13, led by the superhuman gorilla Hajime, and Building 5, led by the moronic monkey Salmon. He continues that the second match is between Building 3, led by the poisonous peasant Kiji, and Building 4, led by ex-police dog trainer Kenshiro. Salmon instructs his team members to enter the arena. The prisoners are number 71 and 5825. recognizes 58 as the floating man and excitedly pulls Hajime into the arena. He says to observe that the prisoner might float any minute, but Hajime is struck in the ground upside down. But Hajime steps forward. Mitsuru assumes that Hajime and 25 are participating in this event, and the prisoners cheer for them. Both the supervisors grab the rope attached to their giant tops, and on the countdown they launched it. Salmon orders 71 and 58 to attack Hajime, saying it's better to take out the powerful enemy first, but 25 jumps in with his chain and iron ball and says they should play fair. The prisoners cheer his intense look, but then his seriousness changes as he tries to act like a superhero, which the prisoners expected he would do, and 15 asks them to get ready, while 25 is happy to say one of his best lines. 58 calls it ridiculous and looks for 75 and finds him resting on top of the ring, saying he isn't a fighter, and abandons the match. Just then 25 attacks 58, but he dodges, calling him slow. 25 excitedly asks if he could teach him how to float in air, but 58 says that he is an amateur, so won't teach him his qigong. But 25 is excited and vows to impress him with his cool moves and attacks him, while 15 mutes his voice and explains that to protect the sensitive viewers, he holds a microphone, 11 holds a black stick, and 69 holds a colored screen. Salmon swings at Hajime with his staff. Hajime blocks it, asking him to follow the rules, but he says that he despises him and attacks him again, and they engage in a hand-to-hand combat while Momoko watches with full focus, but her inner self is dreaming of an intimate scene with Hajime, turning her face red. Back to the combat. Salmon says that he won't leave a chance to fight him, but Hajime throws him away and goes after the spinning top. Suddenly, Yamato warns him of an incoming beam and he dodges it in time. It is 58 who attacked him. 25 is shocked to see this. Hajime looks at the damage the beam attack has done, and an excited 25 curse out, which the prisoners beep. Then he begs 58 to teach him his technique, but 58 again refuses, and attacks him, which he blocks while mimicking number 2's kick from the previous fight. 58 wonders how he could have memorized it by only seeing it once. 15 says that he recognizes this technique, where one can copy a move he likes. He unleashes quick attacks on 58, which 58 defends, and he asks if he is impressed and ready to teach him now. From above the ring, 71 suggests that 58 should take him as his disciple. He admits that he had planned to ask for a worthy disciple as his reward. 25 immediately volunteers, but he tells him he is serious about winning. 25 replies that he is serious too, as he wants the latest gaming console as his prize, and with sparkling eyes he declares that video games and manga are meant to be enjoyed together. But 58 calls him stupid and kicks him, saying it is nothing compared to his goal, and says that he will train him if he can win. On the other side, Salmon attacks Hajime, who is running after the tops. Salmon accuses him of lying to the warden in his report about the prisoners of Cell 13 and asks what he is hiding. He asks him to stop talking and angrily lifts him, saying he won't let anyone question his motives, and says he will kill him. But Salmon again charges towards him, causing an explosion. In another ring, Kiji attacks a distracted Kenshiro, but he dodges it and calls him a rotten guard, which offends him, and he attacks him, but he says that it is his year. When the smoke clears, Hajime stands unharmed, grinning at the exhausted Salmon. The audience are shocked and roar at his strength, while Momoko daydreams of dancing with him with her face ripped like an apple. Salmon charges at Hajime, but he knocks him down with a punch, whereas 25 injures 58 and says that he got him, so now if he will teach him. 58 calls him lucky and jumps away and fires his beam towards him. 25 says he wants to learn. After some struggle, Hajime lifts a spinning top and tosses it up in the air. 25 says he will win this battle, and his hands turn red. The prisoners are amazed to see him, and as he starts to curse they mute his voice as he mimics 58's attack and attacks him with a Kamehameha. Both Salmon and 58 sees their defeat coming, and a blast makes them both collapse on the ground. Mitsuru announces Building 13 the winners of the match. 25 cheers before fainting into Hajime's arms. In the other match, Kiji is on his knees and Mitsuru says the final match will be between Building 4 and Building 13. Kenshiro vows to defeat Hajime. During the interval, Momoko is in her office, and Mitsuru enters, informing her that the match is about to begin. She hides a magazine behind, saying she knows, but he playfully teases her for reading a food magazine, which embarrasses her. They head back to the arena, discussing how the final match between Building 13 and Building 4 will showcase their strength in front of the prisoners. She says that the main goal of this tournament is to show the prisoners what the guards are capable of. He says to her that she is talking like his dear friend Hajime and teases her again, which makes her punch him. She tries to calm down but he mocks her and she runs after him angrily with a weapon. In the infirmary, Salmon and Inori talk about their losses. Inori mentions that 71 is skilled at making medicine and has already fully recovered. With just wildflowers, he can create both medicines and poisons, which is the real reason he was arrested. He asks if Salmon any poison was used during the match and he admits using a numbing agent against 25, but it had no effect. When Inori asks why, he says it might be because 25 was exposed to similar substances in the past, but he is shocked that Hajime wasn't affected. Inori asks if Hajime might already know about them. Salmon says he hates him. Elsewhere, Hajime is smoking when Seiotaro informs him that he took 25 to the infirmary. He crushes the cigarette and mutters that he could sleep for a week. Later, in the arena, Mitsuru welcomes everyone for the final event of the tournament, and it will be between buildings 4 and 13. Momoko praises them both and hopes the match will be exciting and announces that the event will be called Sake Barrel Opening. She explains that the first team to open the barrel will win, and each team will send 2 players, 1 guard and 1 prisoner. 15 asks who will be going and suddenly the others kick him asking him to participate. Hajime tells Yamato to go and he goes to the smoking room, but Kenshiro challenges him to fight, but he denies saying he is tired. Momoko with her red face thinks how good Hajime looks in uniform. Kenshiro says that he can say no to him, but not to the warden. He looks at her and assumes she is angry, so he agrees to compete. Kenshiro says that in front of the warden's deadly gaze he couldn't stand. He thinks that he has stolen the heart of the girl he likes, so he wants to beat him and prove that he is stronger and capable of her. 15 asks Hajime why he is going again, but he says he has no choice. Kenshiro calls his teammate, number 634. Both prisoners know each other. Well, 15 asks what he is doing here, and he replies that they both belong here. He reveals that he is his old cellmate. 634 says now he will settle the scores, but he aggressively replies that he ruined his life and the supervisor asks them to stop and get ready. Then Mitsuru announces that the match begins. The players are running and 634 quickly targets. 15 Mitsuru says that 634 comes with a surprise fire. 15 manages to stand up and gets mocked for being weak. 11 and 69 discusses that his eyes are covered. Maybe his other senses are strong. While climbing the stairs, Hajime is stopped by Kenshiro using his whip saying he will not let him win this time. Hajime says he can try to win the number 1 tag, but Kenshiro wants to impress Momoko, so he lifts and tosses him, scaring Momoko, but he manages to land on his feet and charges at him. Then he points a gun towards Salmon. On the other side, 15 runs towards the stairs, but 634 blocks the path, saying that he wants something that he has, whereas Kenshiro asks Hajime where he found the guns, and he points towards a big trunk full of weapons. Mitsuru says that the box is a new addition and can be used by the teams, but these are all fake weapons and safe to use. Kenshiro curses him but gets distracted when Hajime shoots rubber bullets at him. Enraged, Kenshiro charges towards him as he continues to shoot the bullets at them. Suddenly, Momoko thinks he is a dangerous sniper who pierced her heart. Next, both of them attack each other with a variety of weapons from the box. Kenshiro shoots multiple rubber arrows at him, and Momoko refers to him as an injured warrior who will fight till he dies and calls him noble. Then Kenshiro attacks him with claws, tearing his uniform, and looks at Momoko to see if she is pleased, but she sees a dog. Hajime hits him, asking him to focus here. 69 says that he is stronger with bare hands, but 11 says he is worried about 15, who is being beaten up on the other side by 634. He says that 15 is not the same person who took out his eyes. Meanwhile, Hajime begins to dominate the fight. Kenshiro asks how he is so strong. From the stands, Kiji watches the match as Salmon comes over and sits beside him, commenting that the fight is one-sided. Kiji says just like Kenshiro's one-sided love for the warden and begins to cry. Kenshiro looks tired, but he looks at Momoko saying he will not lose this time, and he warns Hajime about a new technique he learned and starts cracking his whip so fast that it becomes invisible. He says that he can't block what he can't see. Salmon explains this invisible technique to Kiji, saying a man can't fight it. Kenshiro asks if Hajime wants to surrender, but he calls it a joke. On the other side, 15 is smashed on the wall and is in bad condition. 634 says that he will take his shackles one way or the other, and 15 growls at him. Hajime looks at them and thinks he was wrong to trust 15 in a fight. Kenshiro says if he is worried about him he can surrender and start attacking him, but he dodges his hits and stands in front of him to punch him hard. Kenshiro asks how he did it. He says he observed the movement of his eyes to find out where he is going to hit next. The crowd cheers, and Mitsuru warns the prisoners to not try messing with him. Momoko is happy to see him win, whereas 15 is still pinned to the wall and says that it is impossible to take off the shackles. 634 releases him and says that now only the man with the scar, who put these shackles, can take them off. An enraged 15 attacks him, but he dodges his every hit and fights back using his fire attack, stunning all the officers. 11 and 69 worries about 15. Kiji says that he has heard about spontaneous human combustion, allowing one to control the flames without being burnt. 15 thinks that this is the chance to find the man, and his eye color changes to red. Then a blast occurs. Elsewhere, 25 tries to enter the arena, but Seiotaro stops him, and they see purple flames coming from the arena. Next we see sharp blades from torn clothes, and 634 says that he is still mad at the scarred man just to get rid of these shackles and calls him a monster. 15 says that the man tampered with his body, and now he stands with long sharp blades in place of his arms. However, Mitsuru interrupts the event, saying that 15's transformation is surprising for all, but he wants to shift the focus to the events happening outside the arena. This suggestion annoys 69, 11, and 25, but he doesn't listen to them. Next, 99 is reading in his cell, and then he is walking behind Yamato, where he asks why he is not in the tournament. Yamato replies that he has time before the next event to escort him to the visiting room. He wonders who would come to meet him. 99 is shocked to see his visitor, so he turns to leave, but his visitor asks him to just talk to him. He asks what he wants now. The man says that he is impressed to see him still in character inside the prison, calling him a dedicated actor. 99 walks towards him, taking his mask and band off, asking him how he found him. Hattori reveals that it was hard him to track him to Nanba, and he made up the story for the press that he had gone missing. He fires at him instantly, but Hattori says he did it to save his career, as it would have been ended if they knew that he is locked up in the prison, and believes now he will get many job offers. 99 refuses to go back, saying he should tell the world the truth that his acting career is over and he is in prison. He refuses and argues that he spent many years building his image. Now he won't let him quit like this. In the hallway, a cat wearing a cop's hat walks up to 15, who intends to escape while everyone is busy with the tournament, but he can't escape it. Suddenly, he hears 99's voice from the visiting room. 99 says he knows the truth and accuses Hattori and his colleagues of kidnapping and lying to him for years. Hattori refuses, saying he would never do such a thing. 15 is listening from outside. He says he knows, but he did help the director who stole his life. Hattori asks why he is insulting his own mother, but he argues that he knows she is not his real mother. In a flashback scene, a man asks a woman why she wants to take the risk of directing a ninja movie and casting new actors will not work. She says that she and the audience are tired of fake performances, so she doesn't want an actor. She wants a real ninja to star in her movie. Then they both look at a village between the hills, where an old man asks them to leave, but they ignore him and continue walking in the forest. The man says they should head back now, but she says that they are going hidden village. The man doubts her, but she says that she is right and the ninjas are hiding around them. They stop to rest when she shushes him after hearing something sacring the man. Next, near a waterfall, they see a young boy training with ninja stars who shoots a star at the bullseye made on a rock and misses, disappointing them. Then he starts crying. He has to train before his parents come back, and one day he will become a ninja warrior. The woman says they found the one and runs towards him. The man says maybe he is just playing, but the boy says that he is going to be a fine ninja, but he loses his confidence and tries to hide with a cloth. The woman lifts up the cloth and the man asks him about the other ninjas, but he refuses to tell them. The boy says that he isn't a ninja yet, but everyone in the village ignores him, so he decides to train to become worthy enough to be accepted by them, and begins to cry. The woman takes him, smiles at him, saying everything will be fine, but he frees himself by hitting her hand. The man gets angry, but she stops him and she calmly says that his parents must be worried about him. He reveals that they are gone and haven't met them in a long time. He assumes that they must be ashamed of him for being a failure, but he says that one day he will be a ninja, making them proud. She hugs him and pretends to be his mother, asking him to trust her. The man thinks that she has been a great actress and she owns the role she plays. The boy believes her and asks if they can stay together. Now, she wraps her scarf around him and asks if she likes it. The boy hugs her and begins to cry as she assures him that she will help him to be a shinobi warrior. Next, we see the woman and her assistant are discussing her busy schedule. A boy looks at her from near a plant. Then the ninja boy walks to her and says that his teachers gave him compliments today, and she says she's proud of him. The boy is excited to be a great actor one day and play many roles, but he will work hard in the movie she is making, and they hug each other. In one of the skyscraper buildings, the director is sitting in her office when the assistant asks her how long she intends to be the boy's mother. He agrees that it's better he is here than in that forest, but his life has been a lie. She says that he is talented and the lie holds everything in place. Back in the present, Hattori claps as he has figured out the truth and asks if he is going to throw it all away now. He says he understands that she deceived him, but she also gave him a comfortable life, nurtured him and made him famous. The lies made him the man he is now, and he should be grateful she raised him. He says that he should have been a ninja, but his manager doubts that and reminds him of the roles he played as an actor. He says that she took him in because she saw potential in him, and he can't quit the fame now. 99 is quiet, but he continues that he always liked watching him perform in front of the camera, and admits he was also jealous that she gave her time and love to him. And he would be stupid to leave all this. They need each other and he doesn't have to be alone. He comes out of the visiting room and sees 15 sitting outside, who says he always wondered how he looked like. This made him panic, and he quickly covered his face. 15 tells him to drop the act as he has heard everything. He pulls down his mask and says that he has been acting for so long, he doesn't know who he is. He asks if he liked being an actor and he replies that it is fun having people praise him, but he realized that they don't actually like him. They like the characters he played, so he ran away, and he was able to know the real him. It was hard him as acting is all he knows, and he is not a bad actor, but he is awkward in reality. He reveals he went to search for his village but got lost and was arrested for trespassing on private property. He says he played the role of an escaped prisoner, so he used the experience to escape prisons before ending up here. 15 asks if he plans to leave, but he says that he will wait now. He says that he still wants to return to his old village because that is the only place he knows. He sighs and say he will head back and 15 should go back to the arena before the next event starts. 15 encourages him to remain true to himself, and it doesn't matter what people like. He replies that he doesn't know what to say, and he says that he doesn't know what he wants to say either, and he leaves. 99 remembers all the roles he played, and he forgot who he really was, and thanks to the director his life is turned. But he will now live on his own. Back in the arena, the prisoners are shocked to see 15's body transform into a dangerous weapon. 15 is consumed by rage and he demands the truth about the man who tampered with his body and attacks 634, who evades the attack. But the impact destroys the stands and causes panic among the crowd. Mitsuru asks the prisoners to evacuate calmly. Momoko tells him to stop the cameras and wonders what happened to 15. Cell 13 survives the attack with Yamato's help. They can't believe that 15 possessed this kind of destructive power. He continues his rampage, forcing 634 to retaliate with flames, and their fight continues to cause damage in the arena. Momoko thinks that his shackles turned him into a monster and she didn't know about it, so she orders to detain both fighters for interrogation. 634 unleashes a fire blast to keep the guards away, and he continues his fight. It is revealed that 15 used his blades to blind him in the past. He creates a firewall around them, shouting that he will get the shackles, and the guards can't get in. Inside the fire, he threatens 15 that he will burn him, and only the shackles will remain. He tells him to shut up and tell him about the man, and uses his blades to spread the fire to the stands, scaring 11. And 69 are still hidden in the stands while Yamato urges them to evacuate and tells them that 15 will be punished, but they argue that he didn't start it. He says that they are both very dangerous. Kenshiro uses his whip to separate the two fighters, asking them to surrender, but 634 refuses and attacks them. But Kiji and Salmon block his attack using their weapons and mocks the two supervisors, saying they have to follow the orders, not get burned. Momoko smiles and Hajime walks towards 15 while Kiji, Salmon, and Kenshiro join forces, combining their abilities to attack him. Momoko says that the guards at Nanba are strong. The three supervisors surround 634 and block his fire attack. Kenshiro runs and jumps, warning him that he will be captured. And finally, they capture him using Salmon's staff, Kenshiro's whip, and Kiji's giant blade, relieving the officers. On the other hand, Hajime shoots towards 15, who blocks them. Then he says that he never trusted him and loads his gun to shoot, but he sliced the bullets apart. The prisoners watch them from the stands, saying 15 has to stop, but he charges towards Hajime, who tries to stop him. He keeps him at gunpoint and asks what he is after, but he swings his blade. Just then, 11 jump in and the other follow him. They grab 15, trying to calm him down, but he is so angry that he breaks from their grasp. They grab him again, but he knocks them down and walks towards 11, who tells him to remember who he is. He raises his blade and attacks him, but Hajime intervenes, stopping the blade. Hajime tells 11 to stay away and punches 15 hard in the stomach. 11 asks him to stop, but he shut him up. 15 is still asking about the scarred man, but Hajime grabs him and kicks him, asking if he is ready to talk, and beats him half to death until Momoko orders him to stop. She calls the medics and announces the end of New Year's tournament. The arena is destroyed. 15 is passed out and Hajime stands covered in blood. Later, Hajime's fellow supervisors scold him for being so violent at 15. They say he would have killed him if the warden hadn't stopped him. Kiji asks if he is ready to take the responsibility for ruining the tournament. He tries to argue, but Kiji becomes furious at him for spoiling the post and points out the chef was also mad. Festival feast too, because he didn't wash off the blood. Kenshiro says that the higher-ups will certainly take action against him. Hajime says that he is needed to get to Building 13 and leaves, calling them weird names. In flashback, Mitsuru wonders who win the tournament, and then he sees Hajime breaking the barrel, making Building 13 the winners. Back near the resting area, the supervisor curses him and his behavior. Hajime walks towards cell 13, but as he steps in, 11 throws a can at him and criticizes him for going overboard. He pulls Hajime's collar and saying he could have killed 15. He says he might have the prisoners look at him in shock. Hajime says if his job was to kill, he would have killed him, but he admits going overboard but never intended to kill him, and he was about to leave when 11 says that 15 might not be any good at anything, but he cares about them and remembers a moment of them having a good time with each other. 11 continues that 15 is not a monster, and then Hajime silently leaves the cell. Next, Hajime is smoking when Sitoru asks him about the prisoners, and he says they kicked him out after yelling at him and still mad at him. 11 is sitting looking out the window, saying that all the prison guards are same. Next, Mitsuru approaches Hajime to deliver him a letter written by Momoko and reads it that Hajime has been suspended for 3 days as punishment. Hajime is shocked by the decision, but Mitsuru tells him to cheer up, saying it is nothing, but he clearly in despair. In her office, Momoko also feels bad for it, saying she had no other choice. After serving his 3-day suspension, Hajime returns to the prison, where Sitoru informs him that cell 13 remained calm during his absence. In the hallway, he meets Kenshiro and thanks him for filling in. Kenshiro tells him that 15 is awake and chained up. He says he's heading to see him and asks about prisoner 634, who caused more damage. Kenshiro tells him that he is also restrained in an underground cell, but refuses to speak unless he can meet 15, which is out of the question after their face-off. Instead, he hands him a walkie-talkie, suggesting they let the 2 prisoners talk to each other to learn more about their abilities. Next, a lift door opens, and Kenshiro heads down the stairs to check on prisoner 634. He smirks, saying he's enjoying solitary confinement, then asks if he's allowed to meet 15. Kenshiro shows him a walkie, and at the same time Hajime places the other walkie in front of 15's cell, who is bound by multiple chains and shows no desire to free himself. 15 mutters that he's tired of breaking out. Hajime activates the walkie. 634 immediately asks where 15 is, but Kenshiro cuts in, warning him to drop the games. Getting straight to the point, 34 says he's searching for the scarred man and asks 15 how much he knows. 15 clenches his teeth in anger and admits he knows nothing except the scar, and hopes he knows more. 634 asks 15 if he is only looking for the man to get free of the shackles and laughs, mocking him for being so short-sighted. Over the walkie, he asks for his shackles again. 15 asks why he's so obsessed with them. 34 replies coldly that he plans to use them to find the scarred man and kill him. 15 is shocked to hear this. He reveals that since childhood he has this uncontrollable fire powers, and everyone abandoned him because of it until the scarred man captured him. He promised to help control the flames, but instead turned him into a monster. When he realized the truth, he tried to burn the man, but the man used his blade shackles to injure him. 15 freezes when he hears that there is another man just like him. 634 says that the blades are so strong they can cut through even his flames, so he plans to combine his shackles with his own fire ability to become stronger enough to kill the man. He says that he will die trying, but he won't let the man get away. Then he admits that the doctors at Nanba have somehow suppressed his power, making escape impossible for now, but he swears he won't give up on revenge. 15 asks why he would talk about getting his shackles if he can't get free. He replies that he will think about something, and the walkie clicks off. 15 gets furious, cursing him. Hajime calls 15 empty and says all his escape attempts are meaningless because 15 has no real desire. 15 asks him what he lacks that others have. He replies that he lacks desire, that he doesn't want anything in life, only wants to chase the scarred man because he's afraid to face the truth. 15 breaks down, admitting he's always been alone and he never cared about anything. He joined the tournament only because the others wanted him to. And when he got these shackles, he finally felt like he had a purpose. He envies his cellmates because they have dreams and they enjoy simple things, but he enjoys being with them too. But now, after hurting everyone, he believes that he doesn't deserve them anymore, and he will live alone, knowing that he turned on them. Hajime snaps at him, calling him an idiot and a spoiled brat, and demands to know why 15 even came here. But 15 can't think of a reason. As Hajime turns to leave, 15 asking what he should do. Hajime lights up a cigarette and reminds him that Cell 13 won the tournament, so he asks what reward he wants, but he struggles to think of anything. Hajime gives him 5 minutes. 15 remembers listening to his cellmates talking about their dreams after being released from prison. 25 dreaming of anime convention, 11 wants to gamble, and 69 craving famous dishes. They were happy just talking about what they loved. Overwhelmed, 15 collapses begging for a second chance. Hajime grins, saying he finally sounds human, and tosses his number plate into the cell, and tells him to return to Cell 13, warning that he won't go easy on him anymore. 15 breaks free from his chains, thinking he will definitely find the scarred man. He picks up the plate and smiles, saying he won't run anymore. Next, Mitsuru appears to explain what happened when Hajime was away. In Cell 13, Kenshiro informs the prisoners that he is their new supervisor. Next, in the warden's office, Momoko tells Kenshiro, Salmon and Kiji that they will have to take turns managing Building 13 when Hajime is suspended. She says that his absence will cause problems for the prison and quietly thinks it may trouble her heart as well. Seeing her furious, they agree to follow her orders and cover for Hajime. Back in the cell, the prisoners sit looking as Kenshiro reads their schedule. He then escorts them to 25's medical checkup and to meet 15, but Kenshiro informs them that 15 is being treated at the headquarters and visitors are not allowed. He opens the infirmary door to inform the doctor of their arrival. Inside they encounter prisoners number 3 and 82, whom they mock for losing to 11. They both say that they were injured during the card game and came on Kiji's advice. 20 asks the doctor for pills, but the doctor insists on examining him first. When Kenshiro asks what he means, the doctor explains that 25 is infected by the people around him. He reveals that this infection allows him to mimic attacks just as he did during the tournament, and admits he is surprised that he is alive after using such powerful moves. Kenshiro tells 11 and 69 to stop looking as 15 is not here. Just then, a female robot nurse arrives with the medicine and the prisoners approach her with ridiculous requests, asking her out or trying to touch her and start arguing among themselves. Next, it is Kiji's turn to supervise Building 13, causing the prisoners to freak. He demands respect, but they grow quiet when they realize that 15 is still absent. Kiji gets emotional upon seeing their bond, and then they paste 15's face onto a rolled-up bed to talk to him. Kiji says that he will explain Nanba's structure using a Japanese map, noting that the prison's exact location is classified. Then he describes the facilities: headquarters, 13 buildings, a research facility, an arena, a shopping mall, a theater, and more. When they ask if they can visit those places, he tells them they are restricted to guards only, and then tells them about the distance between buildings 3 and 13. He complains about waking up early and not having enough time for makeup. Then he kicks 11 for sleeping and starts rating everyone based on looks. 11 protests after receiving a score of 2 while Kiji proudly gives himself 100. Their arguments escalate until Saidaru enters, offering to help, only to be insulted, leaving him in tears. Next, it's Salmon's turn to supervise as he walks with Saidaru. He thinks this is his chance to uncover Hajime's secrets. When he opens cell door, he finds the 3 prisoners asleep and angrily wakes them. They suddenly shout, "He's here," and hide just before Yamato arrives to call them for training. Salmon exposes their hiding spots, making Yamato happy, who insists on training them, but the prisoners beg him not to force them too hard. Salmon calls them weak and notices 99 standing behind him. Yamato remarks that 99 is always eager to train. 99 asks about 15's condition, and they invent a dramatic story claiming 15 has a deadly disease and may not survive, even drawing the guards. The prisoners discuss the reason to skip Yamato's training, but Salmon sees through it and orders Yamato to take 69 away. He recalls how 69 defeated number 2 with a single punch and orders the others to join as well, but 11 argues and hides between 25. Knowing Salmon fears him, 69 reveals that 25 took his medicine and won't freak out. Salmon says that he thought he could trick him. Next, they are doing intense training under Yamato and Salmon. 11 worries about when 15 will return. Mitsuru says that the story now returns to the present. 15 gazes up at the sky and asks Hajime if he is allowed to return, and he grabs him and walks with him in the hallway when he asks why 634 told him everything. Hajim sighs and says that he told him the truth so that he could understand that he is the only he can defeat the man with the scar and wants him to take revenge in his place. He says that now he thinks he was the idiot for considering him smart and having a secret agenda. Then he says the man with the scar used him to gain control and improve his own shackles. 15 says he gets it now. Hajim lights a cigarette, saying that he won't let him escape again, but he interrupts, pointing out that it's a no-smoking zone. Next, Hajime opens the cell door and 11 asks what he wants. He forces 15 in and they start asking him questions. He was about to say something, but 11 punch him and ask where he was and they missed him here. 25 asks for a story while 69 grabs him saying they have a lot to catch up on. 15 stands silently before them and apologizes, saying he messed up during the tournament and that they are all he has. He bows deeply, asking for forgiveness and another chance, but instead they laugh it off and tell him not to worry. He begins to cry, saying he is relieved to hear those words. Hajime watches from the corner and smiles. Later, Momoko wonders how she should greet Hajime when she sees him again, and Mitsuru teases her and tells her to just be herself. Seeing her nervous, he tries to prank her but ends up making her angry. Hajime enters her office to find Mitsuru beaten, his face covered in blood, smiling creepily, which scares him, so he runs to keep his report on her desk and runs out of the office. Next, the prisoners are sleeping in their cell, snoring loudly. 69 is sweating in his sleep, having a nightmare of his father slapping him as a teenager, calling him a disgrace. Then the dream shifts to a dark street corner where he is beating someone and gets arrested by the police. Then he's in a cafeteria, throwing his plate and cursing the food quality. Suddenly he wakes up to find 15 sitting beside him, asking if he's okay. He smiles and says he's happy because today he finally gets his prize. Elsewhere, number 2 is doing intense exercises in his cell, saying that he lost to 69 again and is determined to train harder. Number 71 offers to make performance enhancers for him, but he refuses. Then Inori informs number 2 that 69 has invited him to building 13. In the cafeteria, 69 offers number 2 a slice of pizza made from the newly installed stone oven, which is his prize. 2 wonders that it was this desire that gave him strength, and then he notices that Inori is happily eating a slice and questions how he can enjoy a rival's food. But Inori says it's good and then takes the slice himself and says it's delicious. 69 excitedly explains the oven's features. He says he is happy that he is here and soon the prisoners and guards begin enjoying the food together. Then we see Hajime and Salmon in the library, where Salmon says he didn't like 69's invitation. Back in the cafeteria, the prison chef brings out a Chinese dish which 69 had specially made for number 2. As 2 eat it, he says it reminds him of his home. 69 compliments the chef's cooking skills, who simply nods. 2 admits that the prison food never suited him much because he missed the taste of Chinese food. 69 says he is glad that he liked it and noticed how much weight 2 had lost since they first met, so he wanted to treat him to something comforting. This moment reminds 15 of the first time he went out to eat with 69 and he smiles until 2 apologizes to 69 for mocking his dream and thanks him for the fantastic meal and walks away. 15 tells 69 that he's glad to see how much he's changed and he recalls how he once helped him in another prison, where he was being starved until he helped him escape and gave him a treat at a local diner, but 15 pretends not to remember that. He stands up, telling him not to worry as he'll help him discover what kind of food he likes. Next, 25 is in the infirmary for treatment, admitting he feels lonely, but says it's still better than the abuse he went through. The robot nurse asks if he's in pain, but he smiles and says he's fine. The doctor informs him that he'll be discharged soon. Just then his friends arrive with some snacks and ask the doctor if he's allowed to eat. The doctor allows but seems cranky. They ask him the reason and he replies he fought with his wife. Suddenly an explosion erupts and his wife appears through the wall saying that she married the wrong man, and they begin arguing about her cooking. Sitaru and the prisoners try to calm them down, but nothing works, until 11 asks the robot nurse to speak, who asks if her parents are getting a divorce, which stops the argument, and the wife then tells 25 that his reward is ready. Then she leads them to a room filled with gaming consoles, explaining she didn't know which one he'd like, so he can use them all until she brings his custom console. She warns them not to cause any trouble, and Hajime promises to keep an eye on them. 25 asks for one more favor, and invites 58 and 71 to join them. He calls 58 his master, but 58 denies it and refuses to train him. The prisoners begin teasing 71 for abandoning the match. Salmon appears to scold Hajime for calling prisoners from different buildings as he doesn't want them all to mingle, but Hajime snaps back calling him a loser, until the doctor's wife knocks both of them down. The prisoners enjoy playing games while 15 watch them. Mitsuru asks if he doesn't like video games. 15 admits he doesn't know how to play, but he encourages him to at least try to have fun then. 25 call him and pull him to play a game while Mitsuru smiles at them. 15 tries a claw machine but fails, giving his friends a chance to mock him. 11 steps in to teach him and successfully pulls out a doll resembling 15. Then 25 offers 58 a chance to play the machine, but he declines until 11 says that he is scared of failing, which provokes him to try. He fails the first time, but on his second try, he succeeds and becomes emotional. The scientist returns to give 25 the latest gaming console, but he gets sad as he wants his friends to enjoy gaming together. She calls him strange, says her job is done, and leaves. 15 asks 25 why he loves video games so much. He reveals that games let him live inside the story. He reminds 15 that he sparked his interest in manga and gave him his first manga when they first met. 15 asks if that's true, and then asks if he could teach him how to play video games. Then Hajime and Satoru show their whinings. 11 notices Kenshiro and 34 passing by and stops them. Everyone looks at them and 34 approaches 15, but 11 steps in between. Then he tells him he isn't here to fight. 11 demands an apology, but 15 says that it is not required. Then 11 scolds him for letting it pass. Then 34 bows and apologizes. 15 says it's fine. Then 11 laughs and shaking his hand. Then he invites him to visit the gaming room the next day. As Kenshiro escorts 34 back, he asks if he can really visit Building 13. Kenshiro agrees on the condition that he must tell him about his past. Then 34 begins telling his story that since he was a baby, his body temperature was unusually high and his mother made him feel special. But one day he couldn't bear the heat inside his body and felt like he was going to die. The doctors couldn't help him as all his test results came back normal. Every night he had nightmares of being burned alive. Still he managed to act normal until the day the fire took over and burned him. His body was covered in severe burns. Doctors called it a miracle that he survived, but they warned that it could happen again. His parents supported him throughout, which gave him strength, but the society treated him like a freak, and people were scared to come near him, and he became afraid of himself. Then one day he returned home to find his house on fire, and he was blamed for it. He begged them that he didn't do it, but no one believed him, and he was locked up in Germany. He says he felt relieved to be away from people until the man with the scar approached him and promised to cure him, but instead experimented on him, turning him into a real monster. He reveals that it was some kind of research facility where everyone called the man supervisor, and when he realized the truth that they wanted him to control the flames so they could use him as a weapon, it was too late, and they have planted a guy to pose as his classmate, who started the fires around him, including burning down his house and killed his parents just to isolate him so they could bring him here. They told him he should be proud that he is doing it for science. One day, he fought back, but the Scar Man cut through his flames and called him useless and slashed his face, and everything burned down, leaving him with no proof. He says that Nanba took away his chance for revenge, but at least now he feels relieved knowing he cannot hurt people again with his fire. Kenshiro says that the story sounds like a Hollywood movie and defies logic, but after looking at his and 15's abilities, he believes him. He reveals that during his time as a police officer, he investigated rumors of prisoners being experimented on. Every case was shut down by his superiors, and he resigned and came to Nanba to uncover the truth. He says experimenting on humans is unforgivable, and those responsible should not walk free, and extends his hand to 34, promising to bring those people to justice if his story is real. 34 bumps his fist into his palm in agreement, and Kenshiro gives him dog commands as a joke. Next, number 82 asks why he invited him to Building 13. 11 asks why he's still mad, as it was just a game. He says that he invited them to show off his reward. Kiji tells 82 to calm down and enjoy his time there. 11 leads 82, 3, and Kiji to a large empty room, and they ask where the game room is. He reveals that it isn't finished yet, which annoys them. He explains that he called them to help set it up so they could all enjoy it together. Cell 13's prisoners watch from the corner as Hajime and Yamato bring in a couch and other things 11 requested. 11 jumps onto the couch excitedly while the other tests its comfort. Then Inori, 7158, 2 and Salmon arrive carrying more equipment, and the prisoners instantly start getting along, surprising the supervisors. Suddenly, Mitsuru arrives with a massive box containing machines and a pool table, and 11 jumps on him in excitement. Hajime scolds Mitsuru for bringing so much stuff and punches the wall to vent out his anger. Number 3 shows off his pool skills, impressing 15 and 25. 82 and 11 play dart, then 11 notices 34 standing at the entrance. 11 says that he is happy to see him here, The prisoners welcome 34, 82 and 3 proudly call themselves the most charming prisoners, though no one reacts. Eventually, Hajime orders everyone back to their cells, but 11 protests, saying they just started playing and demand more time. Hajime says that they are only allowed to play here for 1 hour a day and gets angry when they argue. At night, 15 stares out the window when 11 asks why he isn't sleeping, assuming that he should also be tired. He says that he is thinking about the happy moments and is afraid that he doesn't think he deserves them. 11 begins listing 15's negative traits, which hurt him, and then explains that those flaws are what make him human, and as his friends, they'll teach him how to enjoy life, and it doesn't matter where they are, being happy does. He stands up and decides to take a walk. He looks at the stars and feels at peace. Just then the strange man appears and asks why he is smiling. The man asks him to tell a joke, but 15 asks who he is. The man says that they used to play together, but 15 claims he never met him and wonders why here. He's not a guard or a prisoner. Then the man comes close to him, stabbing him in the stomach. 15 moves back but finds no wound. The man moves fast, which makes him think he is not human. Then the man says that he has become lazy after coming to this place, and if he wasn't freed, he would not have come here. 15 has no idea what he is talking about. The man says that someone destroyed their experiments and freed many specimens like him. He compliments his jailbreak skills and tells him that they experimented on him and gave him the blades, referring to him as specimen. Number 15. 15 says he doesn't like being called a specimen and that he only remembers the bastard man with the scar. The man jumps at him, telling him to watch his mouth, and says he wanted to kill him sooner. Then he remembers someone telling him to run away, find happiness, and live. 15's hand is bleeding, and the man says the blades belong to them, and seeing him happy makes him want to kill everyone around him and says he's here to take his brain. He makes a dotted line on his face and 15 tries to resist, but the man asks him to stay still, bringing the knife to his face. Just then, 15 manages to free himself by changing his left wrist shackle into a long blade. The man says he is impressed and calls him a monster. 15 looks at his hand and finds there is no wound, but he still feels the pain and the blood. The man reveals that he is just checking up on him and tells him to use the blades more often. He asks him why they experimented on him and 34, saying they ruined their lives. The man says he doesn't remember 34 and reveals his name is Elf, and he was in charge of him and says he's here to take another specimen. 15 worries about his friends and gets angry, but the man tells him to stop. He jumps down, saying he will return. 15 looks down, but Elf is nowhere to be found. He is shocked and realizes that his friends are in danger. He worries that it will be his fault if any of them disappear. Hajime arrives and asks him who he was talking to. 15 says he is afraid. Back in the cell, the prisoners are listening to 69's story and 15 laughs. While the rest of them sleep, he walks toward the door, but is stopped by them, who are awake. They say it's been a long time since they've been out. Next, the alarm sounds, guards running and doors begin closing. Sitoru is in the control room monitoring them. The 4 of them run through a corridor and reach a big door. The prisoners compliment his lock-picking skills as he unlocks the big door, only to find Hajime walking toward them, saying he warned them not to do this. 25 says he looks mad, but 15 locks them inside and steps toward him. The prisoners tell him to stop, but 11 says something is wrong. Hajime asks if he intends to use those blades, but he thinks Elf will leave them alone if he leaves. He changes his hand to a blade and charges towards Hajime, who punches him hard. Then he swings his blade and Hajime dodges, telling him to step back, but he jumps at him only to be punched again. 15 charges again, changing his other hand too and attacking him. Sitoru arrives and 11 ask him to open the door, but he says he will not allow them to escape. Hajime stops the attack and asks what he wants now. He still thinks he won't let any of his friends get hurt. Hajime says that he belongs in prison and tosses him up and punches him, but 15 fights back, saying this is the only way. 11 grabs Sitoru's tie, but Sitoru still refuses to open the door. The prisoners beg him to let them try before they kill each other. Sitoru opens the door, and they rush toward the 2 fighters and stand between them. 11 tells 15 to stop or slice him in half, but 15 still thinks he is doing this to keep them safe from the man with the scar. Then they hold him down, saying they are meant to escape together, but not right now. He calms down and 11 punches him for hurting him, and they begin to argue. Hajime tells them to return to their cell. Back in the cell, 15 says it looks more spacious and decides he will stay and protect them and apologizes. Hajime walks away from their cell. That's all for today. If you want the next part, comment next part. We'll make it once this video hits 10,000 likes. Also, tell us which character you like the most in the comments. And thanks for watching, you guys are the best.